Hi everyone. Today's objective is to cross-cancel when multiplying fractions. So we just learned how to multiply fractions. We're going to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators just like we have before. And we also have to remember that our answers should be in simplest form. And the way that we did this before is simplifying our final answer after multiplying the numerators and multiplying the denominators. But when possible, we can simplify the fractions first to help keep our numbers smaller. So I'm going to show you an example of both. So for example, the first question says 2/4 times 1/5. So I can go ahead and multiply the numerators 2 times 1 and the denominators 4 times 5, and I get 2 over 20. And then I take my answer 2 over 20 and I divide by a common factor, which in this case would be 2. And I get 1/10, which is my final answer in simplest form. So that method is fine, but if you take a closer look at our fractions, 2/4 times 1/5, you might notice that our original fraction, 2/4, can actually be simplified before we do any multiplying. Remember that we don't need a common denominator like when we add or subtract, so it doesn't matter what the denominator is, and we can simplify our fraction, and that'll help keep our numbers a little bit smaller. So both 2 and 4 are divisible by 2, and we can simplify it to 1/2 times 1/5. Now we have an equivalent expression, but with smaller numbers. Now if I go ahead and multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators, I'm going to get 1 over 10, which is the same answer that I got before, but it's already in simplest form. So I'm just simplifying and multiplying in two different orders, and I get the same exact answer. Okay, now not all fractions can be simplified before we multiply. So for example, if you look at 8/15, 8 and 15 don't have any common factors, we can't simplify it, and 3/10 also does not have any common factors, so we can't simplify. But there is a method called cross-canceling or cross-reducing that can help us simplify our fractions before multiplying them. Okay, so I'm going to solve the problem 8/15 times 3/10 first, and then I'll show you an example of cross-canceling. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply the numerators. 8 times 3 is 24, and 15 times 10 is 150. As you can see, the numbers are really large, and now we have to simplify this. So we can go back to our divisibility rules. Notice that both of these numbers are even, so I'm going to divide both of them by 2 to start. And I get 12 over 75. Okay, and now looking at that, again, use your divisibility rules to help you. These numbers are not both even. 75 is an odd number, so I can't divide by 2. I'm thinking if I could divide by 3. I know 12 is divisible by 3. 75, I'm pretty sure is divisible by 3, but we can use our divisibility rules, add the digits. 7 plus 5 is 12, and 12 is divisible by 3. So now I'm positive that 75 is divisible by 3. Okay, so 12 divided by 3 is 4. And 75 divided by 3 is 25. Okay, and I'm trying to think about my common factors between 4 and 25, and the only common factor is 1, so I know that 4/25 is in simplest form. So as you could see, if we use this method of multiplying and simplifying, we get our answer, and that's fine, but our numbers can be a bit large, and simplifying can be a little bit difficult. So we're going to use the method of cross-canceling, and we're going to simplify our fractions before we multiply them. So the same fractions, 8/15 times 3/10, but this time I'm going to take a look at my numerator here, 8, and my denominator of the other fraction, which is a 10. I notice that 8 and 10 have common factors. They have a common factor of 2. So I can actually go ahead and divide the numerator here by 2 and the denominator here by 2. I'm still dividing both the numerator and denominator by 2, which is just what I do when I simplify fractions. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, now I also notice that this numerator 3 has a common factor with 15, and that would be 3. So I can divide this 3 by 3 and I get 1, and I could divide 15 by 3 and I get 5. Okay, now this numerator 4 does not have a common factor with either of the denominators, okay, and this 1 doesn't have a common factor with either of these denominators other than 1, so I can't simplify any further. I cannot divide these two 5s in the denominator because they're both in the denominator. When you're dividing, you have to divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the numerators, which are now 4 times 1 and 5 times 5, and I get 4 25ths, which is the same answer I got before. Notice a lot fewer steps. Okay, so now why does cross-canceling actually work? So if I take a look at the example that I just did, 8/15 times 3/10, I know that 8/15 times 3/10 is the same as saying 8 times 3 over 15 times 10. Okay, so if I use the commutative property says that 8 times 3 is the same as 3 times 8. So I can switch the order if I would like to. Okay, and if I separate these into two fractions, I know if it's 3 times 8, those would be my two numerators, and 15 and 10 would be my denominators. Now notice 3/15, this fraction here, right, can be simplified by dividing by 3 in the numerator and denominator and getting 1/5. And 8/10 can be simplified by dividing by 2. And I get 4/5. So essentially I'm just simplifying fractions like normal, but the numerator and denominator are coming from two different fractions instead of the same fraction, but it's the same exact thing. So let's fill out the notes. So when you're cross-canceling, find any common factors between numbers in the numerator and denominator of the fractions you are multiplying. The key is that you are taking one number from the numerator and one number from the denominator. It could be the numerator and the denominator right one above the other, or it could be from different fractions. Okay? Then you must divide the numerator and the denominator by that common factor. Okay, now go ahead and try some on your own.